Today, the full moon peaks in the sign of Capricorn, so watch this video to discover what you should and shouldn't do during this time. Welcome back to the Be the Hero channel. My name is Isabel and I help you understand who you are using personality typing and astrology. Now, before I dive into the do's and don'ts of the full moon in Capricorn, which peaks today, July 3rd, hit the link in the description below to get your very own... I can't hold up a hoodie correctly. I just ruined it. Pretend that didn't happen. Rewind the video. Get your very own My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie, available now in the link in the description below. These are seriously some of the most comfortable hoodies I have worn. It also comes as a t-shirt, which might be more fitting for the heat of the season of summer, but link is in the description below. Get your merch now. So today, the full moon peaks in the sign of Capricorn. And for those who are new to astrology, just as a quick recap, we have full moons and new moons peaking and occurring on usually we think as just one day. However, we can also feel the effects of new moons and full moons 3 days before and 3 days after. So basically there's a 7-day window where we feel the effects of a new and full moon. In the case of a full moon is a time to reap harvest, to reap the rewards of what we've done and to receive. New moons are for more so setting intentions and new beginnings. Full moons are for completions, hence why we get to receive reward. The 3 days leading up to a full moon, we can feel like we're wrapping things up, getting little indications as to what is going to happen in peak. And the day of and the 3 days after the full moon, we can feel that we are receiving truly during this time. So the full moon is happening in the sign of Capricorn, and it peaks today on July 3rd at 11 degrees of Capricorn. And if you do not know how to find your horoscope for the full moon, hit the link in the description below to book a 30-minute reading with me where we can talk about that. But for the sake of the full moon now, the full moon in Capricorn is a time for us to remember that not only is self-care, bubble baths, and emotional nurturance, and taking care of ourselves, but it's also discipline. Sometimes we have to force ourselves to do hard things and ignore as really loud cars go by, and be disciplined towards the things we want to be and hold more rigidity in ourselves. Taking care of business, so to say, can be a form of self-care. The moon in Capricorn also forms a positive aspect to its ruler, Saturn, which is in Pisces, retrograde, which I know for a fact is actually retrograde as opposed to Venus, which I was wrong about. Hopefully you guys watched my apology video about that. But it forms a positive aspect to Pisces, Saturn in Pisces retrograde, and in Jupiter in Taurus. The trine that's forming with Jupiter in Taurus indicates that we can receive financial or monetary rewards now. Something could be happening in our material reality that feels like a reward, and we could experience a massive expansion in our ways we make money, in our sense of self-worth, and how we show up in our careers. This will slightly change for you based off of the house it's happening in, but as a general rule for Taurus and Capricorn archetypes, that's a theme for all of us. There's a sense of abundance and expansion when it comes to the material world. And then with the positive aspect that Saturn in Pisces retrograde is forming with the moon in Capricorn, and to clarify what I mean when I say ruler, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, just as every sign is ruled by a planet. And so with Saturn in Pisces forming a good aspect to Capricorn full moon, we can feel that practicing self-care and emotional boundaries is easier during this time. Specifically so, in the sense that we can set boundaries better during this time, something that a lot of us might struggle with as summer is coming around. We can get on the go and we forget to take care of ourselves and nurture our energy. So that can come easier to us during this time, and making responsible choices can be easier as well. So what are the do's and don'ts of the Capricorn full moon? During this time, make sure that you're making time to take care of yourself and doing the hard things that you don't necessarily want to do to take care of yourself. Again, Capricorn reminds us that discipline is necessary for our well-being. It is a form of emotional healing that we can take to be disciplined. So make sure that you are practicing discipline. Don't be overreactive during this time. Usually the moon is at home when it's in a water sign, and when it's in an earth sign, it can feel a bit restricted. Specifically so because this is Capricorn, and Capricorn is all about restrictions. So don't be emotionally reactive during this time, because you might find you feel that you have to limit your emotional responses in some way, and instead try to find a balance. That's what this full moon in Capricorn reminds us of, especially because it's opposing Mercury in Cancer. We might feel we want to express our feelings so much during this time, but we can't truly do so. The full moon in Capricorn reminds us that the most important person to be disciplined towards and to make sure we are taken care of is ourselves, and not everyone needs to see that. Do, during this time, embrace the frequency of abundance. What does an abundant life look like to you? What material abundance would you be surrounded by? Picture those things you want in your reality and be ready to receive them, because this is a full moon, not a time to necessarily take action and try to force your way to get the things you want. Instead, open yourself up to receive. So don't control your reality. As much as Capricorn likes control, that can be a negative quality that is being shined upon us during this time. We might notice that we are being controlling in some ways or restricted in some ways that are not necessarily healthy for us. And so we are healing our relationship with the Capricorn archetype and making sure we practice mental discipline rather than mental rigidity. So do also as well make sure you are being both disciplined and yet compassionate to the fact that we are all sensitive beings. This is because of Saturn being involved, which Saturn's in Pisces, and with all of our lovely planets like the Sun and Mercury that are in Cancer. This is a reminder that this full moon is that a reminder that we are very sensitive beings. We all have issues. We all need time alone. We all need solitude and self-care. And Capricorn is here to step up to the plate and make sure we actually do those things for ourselves. So don't ignore your sensitivities and put yourself in the hole. Overall, the Capricorn full moon is a time to receive. And so overall, the biggest do during this time is be open to receive. Don't try to control. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't try to force your way to make things come into your reality. What is meant to be here will be here. And you are bound to receive some abundance, and whether that's material, financial, emotional during this time, because we have two amazing and beautiful aspects between Saturn and Jupiter to the full moon. So this is a time to receive and realize parts of ourselves we've kept hidden. After all, when the full moon is present, nothing can hide. And so during the full moon in Capricorn, we can realize our relationship with authority, realize how our relationship with authority damages our emotional health, and step into our own emotional and inner authority during this time. Do think about what you want your relationship to be like with the Capricorn archetype during this time, and don't let it play out negatively, and don't scapegoat anything. See, scapegoat, sea-goat, Capricorn, all connected. Wow, mind-blowing. Make sure that you're thinking about during this time, do think about what you want, what self-mastery means to you. Don't ignore your sensitivities. Do maybe spend some time alone. Do not put yourself in the hole. Do open yourself up to abundance and look for the abundance, whether that's emotional abundance or physical abundance, that is all around you during this time. Hopefully this gave you more insights into the Capricorn full moon that peaks today. Be ready to receive, as today the full moon peaks, and now you should be seeing mega massive rewards coming into your life. I truly think that during this time, all of us are going to receive some sort of material abundance, given the fact that this is a Capricorn full moon and Taurus Jupiter is involved with her, which are both earth signs, all about material gain. If this video inspires you and helps you understand today's transits, let me know in those comments below. And while you're down there, be sure you book a 30-minute reading with me so we can talk about your birth chart, your astrology, or how the transits are going to affect you based off of your unique chart. Sky's the limit with these 30-minute readings. You get to ask away. So hit the link in the description below to book yours now. Or check out the Self-Revolution reading, which is 1 hour long, where we dive deep into your chart and incorporate your numerological life purpose and even your Enneagram. So hit the link in the description below to book that one too. While you're down there, be sure to check out the free birth chart workbook if you have not already grabbed it, and be sure to check out the Making Mindfulness Fun Bundle, where you can access exclusive workbooks, all 30 of the workbooks and courses we've ever created, for only $30. That's $1 per course per workbook, and in this bundle you get exclusive access to the brand new workbook I just dropped, the Moon Sign Self-Care Workbook. In this workbook, I dive deep into what it means to have each sign in as your moon sign and how you can best practice self-care based off of that information, because quite possibly the moon sign is the most important part of your chart. And understanding that will change your life. So hit the link in the description below to get the Moon Sign Self-Care Workbook now in the Making Mindfulness Fun Bundle. Once again, my name's Isabel. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and stay tuned for more updates on the stars. From my heart to yours, namaste.